Well, build my gallows and build them high. Makes a long time climbing before I die. I want the chance that's buried in his eye. Well, he gave me bars, but I can see between to a dusty yard and a long gone green. They call that freedom, if you know what I mean. And I drown my sorrows, but the whiskey's gone. I'm sober.
Hello, everybody. Welcome to Quick Bang. I'm Matty. I'm joined tonight by Jamie and Leon. Thanks for coming on, guys. We're going to talk about Hibs' 3-1 defeat at Aberdeen today. So, Jamie, I'll come to you first, mate. What was your take on the game?
Really poor. It was. I don't really think we were ever in the game. Although we took the lead with the own goal, I still don't think we're really that into the game at all. I thought when we did score that, I thought there's a chance maybe we could hold on for a 1-0, but at the same time, I had it in the back of my mind. But they were quite on top as well. And we were going to be in trouble, and it just ended up being that way. It was just shot ourselves in the foot big time. I thought Rocky was pretty poor as well. It was kind of always going that way, I thought, with him.
The Aberdeen TV commentators mentioned that they kept thinking that they had a mistake in him, and they weren't wrong for a change. Leon, what about you? What did you think about the game?
I was in the grey, same eye. We never in it, and it was just it's so similar to how often we go up to Aberdeen and we get nothing, but it didn't even look like we're taking part in the game. Just on the back foot, there was a couple of moments I seen where we were. A couple of moments we were like sort of like back like flanksy four in that defending and then try to get away, and we were getting the ball out and we weren't travelling it well, and it was really poor. The penalties were obviously a bit. The first penalty I felt was a bit. It wasn't harsh. It was just a tailor deflection, so it was obviously harsh on that end. It was definitely a penalty for me, but it was more on the end that you were like, it was just really unlucky that. And when it came as well, because although Aberdeen were getting back into it, if we had held off to half time at 1-0, I think we would have been a total different game. There's a lot of players we were missing the day, and all of them have been decent, but that's 1 in 11, and it's worrying. Like, and I've been worrying about making the top 6, and this isn't helping.
I fancied us to win today. Like, just all morning I've been looking forward to the game, and I actually thought if we won the day, that might be us for top 6. Might just secure it, although maybe no, mathematically or whatever. But I thought it would be enough for us to do it. But it's hard now because we've got 2 games to. Is it 2 games left before the split? Can't we do St Mirren and Hearts maybe?
Dundee United and Hearts away. Aye, but Dundee United games, that's must win for me. Like, I think even a draw, because it's that tight, a draw does nothing for you. So they've got to win that for me.
And Jamie, what about the second penalty? What do you think there? So it was a wee bit of controversy. We conceded the penalty and Poaches gets sent off. What was your view on that incident?
Yeah, well, I thought there was a rule now that if you conceded a penalty, then you don't get a man sent off. But I don't know. If you look at it after a couple of times, he's trying to play the ball, but it's a wee bit. He always gets kind of murdered for that edge. It's like overzealous tackle. It looks bad, but he's been trying to play the ball, and
he's all or nothing. He's tackling at times.
Yeah, absolutely. It's and he has been there. He's been all or nothing, and I think it's harsh to give the sender off and the penalty. It's hitting you twice, isn't it?
I think the rules, if you make a genuine attempt for the ball, then
it's
a yellow card.
We'll know how the club feel about it if they appeal it on the way. If they're not back at it, and if they think that if they can look at the rules and they feel they've got an appeal, a point of appeal, then they will. They should. For me, I'd chance it anyway, because if he's out for 2 games or 3 games, it's no that. It doesn't really matter, eh? You know what I mean? In the grand scheme.
But this will just be adding more fuel to the posterous fire.
I love it.
See, even if you notice in the first, what was it, the first 10 minutes, then he had that wee nudge off. Well, it was a nothing Phil. The touch. And even the Aberdeen commentators, I was listening to Aberdeen TV, the Aberdeen commentators, they were all over him just for a nothing Phil. It's like, oh my God, get off the guy's fucking back.
Just see it differently in a way. They've got there's a full-on agenda against them, and it sells papers, it does clicks, it's what happens all the time. And to be fair, it happened with Morelos, as much as he's a wee wanker, it happened with him too. They had this full-on agenda against him about being a wee arsehole, which he is, right? And I'm proper buying into that agenda, to be fair. But it was exactly the same. Exactly the same. And now they've sort of like laid off him because everybody got bored of it. And now they're wanting to pick on somebody else. And Ryan Pontus is the one they've decided to start doing it to. And
it's
getting found out now, eh? Like, people are proper pointing it out and saying, "Well, look, when you look at it, and people are actually getting proper factual with it, and being like, look, this is what actually happened. This is what you're saying. You're talking shite." So hopefully maybe that happens.
What do you think went wrong today then? Why were we not winning the game, and why were we so bad?
They never turned up, eh? I mean, I think we started quite a slow tempo. I thought, compared to the Motherwell game, well, I felt we were really, really up for that. And I didn't care if it was the whole big away support, cup tie, getting an opportunity to go into a semi-final. I felt like the tempo was miles different the day than what it was in the Motherwell game. It doesn't help when you've got players just not turning up, playing really poor. Rocky was all over the show. Rocky losing getting the guy the free header, which then led to Poch's making that last challenge to then get sent off, and it's just stuff like that happening. It's not helpful at all. I thought boys like Campbell and the game just passed them by today. Again, it was, and when you've got that many players not turning up, it's just a recipe for disaster, eh?
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, what were you? Is that your opinion as well, Jamie? Or would you add to that?
Yeah, no, it's just touching on what Leon said. Campbell was never in the game at all. It just totally passed by. Hardly heard his name mentioned. Apart from that, to be fair to him, he had a really good strike with his left foot. But out of that, Campbell, I thought the game passed him by. Rocky, I want to like him, and he's solid in that in the tackle, but he's a bomb scare for me.
I'm the same opinion. You look at him and you're like, you see something, eh? And he's got attributes, decent attributes in that, but I just didn't care if he's just so raw. The decisions, he makes really bad decisions, and he dives into things, and it seems like he can't jump. It's like he seems like 6'2", but he's 5'2" when he jumps. He's always getting beaten, and it's just frustrating. And it was good to see. It was called Paul Hanlon came on, so hopefully we can get him back, because he'll be a boost, definitely, especially if we're playing like a back three.
I think part of it. I think we got caught a bit unawares with the Dutch. See the young Dutch guy that they had. Nobody's really seen much of him yet, and he had a good game, to be fair. But yeah, well, I mean, he dived twice before he scored a goal.
Aye.
But if the card had been out the first time, that might have changed the game a wee bit. Because he definitely had 2 blatant dives, and that could have been 2 yellow and a red card, so he wouldn't have been on the pitch for the goal. So.
Yeah, with my Zoom filter, it must be because I'm bright. I will keep disappearing on my camera.
You look like getting Yoda or somebody coming back.
I feel like Obi-Wan. It's just my head there.
Can you like that reference?
I can't what's going on. Mental. Must be dead right in my room.
Aye.
Anyway, I feel like if you're watching this,
like kids today, a fucking no show.
Again, that's what's happening. I'm fair away. It's like Back to the Future. Okay, we're looking at the photo. I need something to change quick, otherwise I'm not going to make Monday's show.
Aye,
right. So I suppose just to wrap up there, it's just a shite day. All in. We're fifth now. Chances of we're making top six, Jamie. What do you
think? Well, Dundee United that's a must win. Got to beat them because you don't want to be wanting to get points away to Hearts because we're away to Hearts, aren't they?
Last game before and the week before the semi-final as well. You didn't want to be desperate for a win there.
No. So next week is an absolute must 3 points. If as Leon says, if we draw, I'm not confident we'll get the top six. To be honest, sorry to be a bit of a downer, but
that's all right. As if we weren't in a bad mood enough after the game. What have you, Leon? Then, if you were putting your house in it, would you be saying we're getting top six or no?
I wouldn't put my house in the league. There's no way. It's one of the. It's we're more capable. We're capable like beating Dundee United and beating Hearts 100%. But I just feel like it's just sort of it's fallen away a wee bit. We're looking like we've not got enough ideas at times, and taking the Motherwell game away, going away from the Motherwell game, and on the league form itself, it's not been great. We've just not looked sharp enough going forward and felt enough ideas, and I'm just worried that we're not going to score goals, or enough goals to get in the top six. But then we could still finish fourth. We're well in it. It's just it's a really weird season, eh? Everybody for Hearts has beating each other, and everybody's essentially had a shite season. So just like us last season, third place is nothing.
That's the thing, Leon. Like I spoke to my pal before the game. And he was like, "Listen, massive 3 points a day. If we get 3 points a day, then we could easily catch Hearts." I'm like, "Oh my god!"
No, that ship sailed.
I'm like, come on, but Dundee United are well beatable. Eh? We should be beating them really. But it's an absolute must 3 points now. Like.
Okay, well, get your talking points in for Monday's Longbangers. We'll discuss the game in some depth then and kind of pick it apart. In the meantime, thanks for tuning in. We'll catch you next time.
County line, I pledged upon. Well, they trailed me down when I broke free. I drank all the whiskey in Tennessee. I don't drink what I know.